Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Dominion League match between Tracer and terracubist. This is a Division match in Season 61. I'm Akuchi, and I'm joined in commentary by Kubu.
Hello.
And I think this might be the first match of the
I
season for A Division.
I believe so, yes. Yep. Nobody has played any matches in A yet.
So terracubist got the extra promotion into A after defeating me in a 7-game play-in match.
Yeah.
Exhausting match, split over two nights. We had 2 Clashes Kingdoms, 3 Berserker Kingdoms, I think.
Oh no.
It was an experience. And we had a Black Market Kingdom. It was just,
Why
yeah.
did you subject yourself to playing with any of those?
Well, I put Berserker on my dislike list as a result of that match. I could do with less of that card. I kind of like Clashes in moderation. I figure other people have it disliked or, enough so that I'll see it a reasonable amount.
That is fair. Yeah. The one of the cards that I haven't seen for a while that I get to see in the ongoing Finicky Village mix is Margrave.
Hmm.
Which
The most finicky of
I
villages.
of course. I when I see that card in any kingdom, it's just like when you watch my commentary and there is a Margrave board, half of the commentary is about how much I hate Margrave.
I've made my peace with Margrave. The thing that kind of the still like tactical question I have is how often it's correct to get second Margrave, right? Like your first 5 is almost always Margrave. It's just too good. But
Yes.
like second Margrave when you don't need it, like when there's other alternatives for either draw or buy, is always like an interesting choice that some players will make differently. It doesn't always like decide the outcome of the match, right? But
Yeah.
um, it is something that I have like it always seems kind of marginal. I'm like, I'm not sure. It'd be nice to get the attack off more consistently before I get deck control. I'm not going to play the single Margrave every turn. But on the other hand, before I get deck control, I might have terminal collision of these Margraves, so the gamble might not pay off.
Yeah. Well, I'm no expert on the card because I've played with it I think 3 times in the last year.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're heading into game 1. Oh, and Tracer needs no introduction, I assume. But I'll do it anyway. So Tracer's been in the A Division for a while now and has actually won several league championships. It might be the third most winningest player in the A Division behind Mick Senok and Steph, although I could be off there.
Oh, let me check that actually.
I think it was
Uh,
close with like a few other players who had like 3 league championship wins.
oh, it's that stat is not on the Hall of Fame on most A division wins.
Huh. No, that's got to be. Isn't that at the top of the.
Oh no, it is. I just missed the top. VR Smith is third.
Okay.
Tracer is fourth
All
with
right.
5 wins, including the very last season.
Yep. So the league championship was actually a Tracer was really had a lot of ground to cover. They
Yes,
had to win 4.5 or 5 games and managed to do so.
yeah, it was impressive. I was talking to Haka before and after
Hmm.
the championship, and he was very confident after before and very devastated after.
Yeah, I've had that experience before. I was in a similar spot where I had the lead and I was up against Dr. Steelhammer. I think I was playing for the A championship either the first or second time, and I blew it. Oh, it was brutal. I just needed to win 2 games or 1.5 games. Couldn't do it.
Yeah. On a bad day, it's difficult to win even one game
Yeah,
sometimes.
and that was definitely the highest pressure match, that I've played.
Maybe that's how Mick and Steph win so many league
They're used
championships.
to it. Yeah, easy. Just get used to winning, and you'll win more.
Exactly.
But we've
All
got a
right.
kingdom.
Yeah, we should probably talk about it.
Souk trashing, it looks like, along with Ducat.
And yeah, no, it's probably just that. Grave Robber can be used with Souk for like some funny shenanigans, with gaining it back and trashing more, but
Hmm.
not no trash for benefits. It probably won't show up.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
everything's kind of here. You've got Village Draw, you've got the +5 from Souk, um, you've got Encampment Plunder are not like necessary, but I assume they'll play with them.
yeah, encampments definitely will be played with. I don't know if they will be actually kept in the deck. Probably eventually at some point, right? Because you probably want the gold. Although you might like get that gold or a plunder and be forced to not play it if your enemy has Corsair.
Actually, Corsair does not trash Plunder. I just looked that up.
All right. Well, you
So,
might be
yeah.
forced to not play your gold. I guess there's commerce as a way to cheaper gain gold and maybe even multiple off.
Okay, interesting. So, we had a Cave Dwellers gamble into Souk for terracubist. You don't get to trash at all for that. So, Tracer went with a different approach, but it really paid off for terracubist because they drew Souk. The
Yeah, that is.
one out of seven.
They discarded free, right? I assume. Oh no, wait. That's not what Cave
I was
Dwellers.
like, wait, am I missing Importer?
No, I confuse Cave Dwellers with Forest. Is it Forest Dwellers? The one that
Yeah,
lets
yeah,
you
yeah.
discard free.
Yeah, yeah. Forest Dwellers turn one. Very
Yeah.
correct
Okay. So
very often. But yeah, the
that was
Terracubus
the other one.
definitely won that gamble and was able to get a lovely turn two Souk trashing two estates.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. Having two Sooks in the deck is probably not ideal at this stage, but honestly, Sook is such a good card that like I'm not unhappy to have more of it.
Tracer going for
Uh,
those Basilica points,
mm,
I guess.
True, I guess, but Terracubist is gonna. Oh no, wait, Sook doesn't actually work with Basilica points because you don't play the coppers that you trash
Mm-hmm.
from your hand when you trash more. Okay, well, Terracubist is also gonna grab some of those.
So
Although I don't think Basilica points matter that much in this kingdom, because this is gonna be very explosive with a lot of provinces being bought in a single turn, I think.
yeah, I'm a little surprised to see encampment over village. It will probably set up. Well, no, because you have Souk. So I was gonna say it'll set up a better Souk trash, but that's not even true because each extra card you like the extra card you draw with encampment means one less coin from your Souk.
Yeah. And especially Terracubist really doesn't need the better trash. Just yeah, just because these hands like he only has one estate in the deck left.
So this looks
For
like
Tracer that's
I think I'd go Fisherman Souk here.
uh yeah, that sounds pretty strong. Although then you are left without a village in your deck at all.
Yeah, but you're not keeping the encampment if you buy it anyway. Yeah, I mean encampment or fisherman, either way.
You could go encampment and then you're probably not drawing the encampment next turn. Yeah, in a hand like this, and this hand can buy a gold and hopefully draw into your
Hmm.
gold.
Yeah, it could be.
But you're only 1 in 3 to draw into that gold, so don't love it.
Could just buy Souks until you've trashed all your cards.
That is a strategy, sure.
I think at this point you've trashed all your estates as Terracubist. Now you can buy ducats if you want to trash the copper. Ducats are pretty good, but not great.
They're okay cards at best. All right, we are loading up on villages now.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
So Tracer's
Meanwhile,
just like a turn or two behind.
if it's only, I don't think it's only a turn. It looks like more to me. Tracer's deck is pretty nowhere.
Tracer has now trashed all their estates as well, so I think they're just one copper behind in terms of trashing. Well,
Yeah, but
three now.
we'll but also a lot of Souks behind, I think. Is terracubist a 5 or 6 of them?
I don't think like the number of Souks matters.
It is your payload.
I mean, it's one option for payload. I don't think it's there's no draw to X, so it's not like it's the best payload. It's just the best trashing.
And you say that terracubist has 16 coins this turn.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's definitely pretty good. So yeah, we'll see if terracubist. Okay,
All right.
we won't see. Oh no. How do I distinguish between these two with a single letter? I guess capital T, lowercase e, or something. These are the challenges I face.
You could just use S for tracer. Standing for a snake.
Yeah, no, I think I'll hold off on that. And unfortunately for Tracer, that was a Tracer start. You might be fooled, but terracubist got that incredible turn 2. Really, it was a fortunate turn 1 as well. Because
yeah, having the 4 free opening split and being able to flip it into a 5.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Here, well, I like, a little bit awkward because,
You can't really draw cards unless you play with draw to X with Cursed Village. And then you need to be trashing, which happens only with Ratcatcher.
That's not true. Town and Gear is draw.
Alright, Gear draws cards. I forgot.
Yeah, I think the opening is awkward because you definitely want Ratcatchers, but the tempo buys are definitely Gear, double Gear, Gear cargo ship, or something like that.
What if you just play... There is this silly concept of what if you just play Gear Money
with desperation. Yeah, the Soothsayer attack then doesn't do much for you since, well, the curses are going to be out pretty quick anyway. Although you want the golds from Soothsayer if you're playing money, I think.
Yeah, like if you open something like Gear Desperation for Soothsayer.
So terracubist had the 2/5. We'll see if they open Soothsayer. I think I like that. It's a little less good since Tracer opened Ratcatcher. Like it really punishes a player who doesn't open Ratcatcher.
Yeah. I mean, now that the 2 Ratcatchers are bought, I think both of the players are going to go for a more of a building approach.
I want Soothsayer no matter what deck I'm playing. But if you open Soothsayer, it is harder to get control than if you add Soothsayer later. I guess you're thinking of a draw to X thing where you...
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe.
I don't really want golds with that, and trashing is difficult as it is. No, the Soothsayer really messes with the draw to X deck, so maybe it is just correct to play with one.
Well, Ratcatcher plays nicely with Cursed Village, so I'm starting to get behind the draw to X approach. As usual, when spectating, I would prefer to see one player do the draw to X and one player do something different.
Yeah.
Tracer is definitely primed to do something different, but that was when I assumed Tracer would open Gear or cargo ship. Now I'm not sure. That's a weird open, I think, but yeah, Town's flexible like that. Both players get to see the Ratcatcher turn 3. Very nice.
I mean, Town is just a cargo ship that you can turn into a village later, right? Or
yeah, it is definitely not a cargo ship.
It's a silver that you can turn into a village later, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a little better. The plus buy is definitely valuable, maybe even here, right? Because Tracer could consider buying Ratcatcher Gear.
Yeah, I mean, you could just take a free Ratcatcher with a curse, or a Ratcatcher and a curse. It's probably better than nothing, right? Oh, that was the plan of the Town. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, Tracer is definitely playing the draw to X deck, and
yeah, terracubist is the one now with the 2 gears, and Gear doesn't play great with Cursed Village.
Yeah, it plays great with Ratcatcher though. being able to set
Yeah,
aside the junk cards.
definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw terracubist go from the Soothsayer, maybe even exactly here. Well,
A bit of an unfortunate draw for terracubist, the two rat catchers at the bottom of the shuffle.
yeah, that'll happen sometimes. They did draw one the rat catcher on turn 3, right? So
Yeah,
a little bit of. I think I still much rather draw a rat catcher on turn 3 and then have my rat catchers miss on the other shuffle.
definitely nice to pair it with a gear because now you can trash those two estates.
Yep.
So far, nobody has used desperation.
I
Oh,
I am very It's
war.
very unfortunate.
Third rat catcher surprises me a lot. I guess it's free, but you could have. All right, maybe that's priming to play desperation more, or to buy desperation
I
more.
You can return it with butterfly once you're done
True.
crushing.
True.
So it's not as useless as it would usually be after you're done trashing cards.
And butterfly is good to like get fewer cards in hand for your like cursed village play kind of thing.
Do you set aside cards here? I probably don't want to set aside the coppers in case I draw a cursed village in my next hand, right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Definitely want to figure out what I'm buying though. The threes aren't great with cursed village. You could desperation here, right? You're the one with three rat catchers, so you could go cursed village, desperation, festival, or something. Not anymore.
Hmm. Yep. Wait, do we want another rat catcher? What is this? Oh, is this
Maybe
7
desperation
about?
for town
Sure, but
because you couldn't buy
or
town straight up.
okay, we're doing something different.
Town's definitely a nice card in the deck. Okay, that's surprising to me. That's a lot of rat catchers. Let it be said.
I mean, since you can return them and make them into cargo ships, then they're not as bad. But it does take quite a while to make a cargo ship, and then you probably want to turn that cargo ship into something better.
Right. That's the thing. It's like the threes aren't even that good in the Draw to X deck.
Yeah, I don't really want Cursed Village of Gear, but Gear is a good card in this kingdom, and Cursed Village is also a pretty good card in this kingdom. So they will sort of end up in the same deck, probably.
I mean, Tracer's showing us the skipping gear approach, so we'll see how it plays. I feel like Tracer's had a just missed five a lot, which isn't too surprising because you're trashing with Ratcatcher and you don't have any economy
You
except for
have
town.
town.
Yeah.
Yes. Is Tracer the one with two cursed villages?
Yes.
Yeah, so they didn't miss five that much.
I mean,
They
that's
did
their
they
only fives, right? Or they have one festival. Oh, maybe they have two festivals. Hold on.
Terracubist is at least two
Oh,
festivals, I
okay.
think.
So Tracer's got the one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
mean, the players seem kind of close at this point.
Tracer still has an estate, which is well, not anymore after the next turn.
Yeah.
Which is slightly concerning. But yeah, I think they're both mostly fine. And hitting 5 is pretty easy on this board. As great locusts.
Yeah.
Yeah, hitting 5
Bad.
is pretty easy on this board when you can hit 4 and then turn it into a 5.
Or you can buy Desperation, which nobody has yet. But, I mean, Tracer's got the three rat catchers now, so I definitely feel like both players are capable of trashing curses.
Yeah, I'm still very surprised by skipping. Like,
Ooh.
Desperation is a very strong event.
That Curse Village for Tracer is going to be juicy. Draw five.
Yeah.
Speaking
Oh,
of.
well. This one drew 6.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, the gears aren't permanent, so yeah, this makes sense.
yeah, you can very much swap the gears out of town for towns and then get more festivals or something. Like you can get a lot of economy out of this. I wonder if you still maybe want a Soothsayer even in this draw to X deck. It's just that card is a lot of economy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we're gonna head towards a 3-pile ending, right? Curse Village Festival Ratcatcher. Or a four
I feel
pile
like
ending with Curse.
Ratcatchers are going to make their way back to the supply soon.
So this town could just become like a festival. I think I prefer that to playing it as a workshop.
I
Tracer
mean,
disagrees.
we have plenty of plus action in Tracer's deck, right? So we don't really need to return them, and we also had too many stop cards to be able to draw through the deck anyway. Which is an issue for Tracer, because terracubist is very much not in this position anymore.
Hmm.
Terracubist has been drawing through very well.
Uh, just last turn, literally last turn, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
terracubist already did it last turn, and Tracer didn't do it this turn, so...
Ah, Tracer's fine. Although Tracer is now miserable, so maybe they're not fine. This is not the distribution you want to see with your Curse Villages, but triple Ratcatcher coming in clutch. Now, do you return Ratcatcher for something? I would.
Yeah, that Ratcatchers... Oh, well, they disagree.
Well,
Yes, they still have 2 copper in the deck. 3 copper. We could have played that something, though. So I'm
yep.
not sure.
Sure could have. Cargo shipped. Or
I
just
feel
returned
like...
it and turned it into a town, right? They got
Yeah.
plenty of actions for it.
I feel like with the amount of stop cards that terracubist deck could support, I am totally fine with a Soothsayer here.
It definitely changes the way this deck plays. I don't know.
I mean, you just replace coppers with the golds from Soothsayer.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, it scores some points too when you play it, or I guess scores a point.
It disrupts the
Temporary point.
opponent's draw with Curse Village. It's probably like it's not like the draw is an attack. It's just pretty. Normally, it helps the opponent a lot more than it helps on this board. On this board, it's pretty. You could take it or leave it.
And a big hex for terracubist and diluted. Is actually sort of scary because from this position, Tracer can try to set up a free pile, and terracubist can't really do anything about it.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, yeah. Although I guess Butterfly makes the rat catchers. I mean, it's easy to kind of buy a lot of rat catchers, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Terracubist does have 3 red catchers in the deck right now that he could return.
yeah. It looks like Tracer
So that
sees that. So yeah, get the
yeah, you,
festival, Curse Village, or something.
yeah, you can buy engine pieces pretty aggressively. You do need to be aware of Terracubist just scoring points in response, and scoring points in such a way so that you can't really offset that on your next turn.
I mean, yeah. There's also Butterfly stuff, but Terracubus doesn't have any towns, right? Or one town.
Yeah, 1 town, 3 rat catchers, which They could be played a lot of times, but then what is the third pile that you're gonna empty?
Right. You
Okay.
can't empty rat catchers without being able to buy actions.
You could empty estates though. There's a lot of plus buy in both of these decks, right?
Hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Tracer getting the flip side of diluted. Not much of an issue.
Yep. Why can't you have diluted and envious at the same time?
They're in the physical game. They're on opposite sides of a single card.
But what if somebody else? What if we have a situation like this where terracubist has diluted and Tracer has envious?
I think there are
It's
multiple copies.
okay, but you can. But you can only have one coffee in front of you. I guess if this is a part of setup where you put
Yeah, there's like one per
the card
player. I
one per
think that
player.
applies to diluted envious and um what's the other one? Miserable and twice miserable. I don't actually own physical nocturne, but I think that's the situation.
Hmm.
So Tracer ends up buying 2 cargo ships, which is a bit surprising to me.
It is payload. It isn't the worst, and it may threaten a payload next turn,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how many rat catchers are there still in Tracer's deck.
Yeah, I don't think terracubist has the bias to empty estates. Like obviously you need to exchange, or send back these rat catchers and eventually get towns, so maybe you can get.
You might not have enough cursed villages too.
I think I'd send both the rat catcher and the gear back into a town regardless as terracubist here.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any more sources of drawdown there? Do you have another cursed village? Maybe? Because that's what terracubist is trying to figure
I
out.
think so.
Yeah.
We can
Like
count
if
the
you have
number that Tracer
another
played.
yeah. If you have another cursed village, then you can just return those two, and then you can return the cargo ship gear again, or cargo ship town again for cursed village town. That might actually be a pile out in there. Or are you missing it? You're probably missing a buy. Terracubus is going for it, looks like.
I mean, it's a thing to do even if you're not going for it. I think those exchanges. But this
True.
is not an exchange, so I think they're not going for it.
Yeah, you would want to exchange this
Yeah,
one,
I don't think
right?
there's enough to empty estates, right? They do get the buys, but they don't get the money because they have to exchange 2 towns to cursed villages. Well, you don't even get the buys. Yeah, you can't get any
Yeah,
more buys basically, right? Because you need
yeah,
to.
you're stuck with 8 buys. Okay, it looks like they will be exchanging, but yeah, you're stuck with 8 gains. I assume. Oh, villain. That
Wait,
is an
why
interesting
not exchange a
choice.
cargo ship? What? Why
Maybe
do
we
you
were
want two
sitting.
cargo ships? I'm baffled by that. Town just seems way better than cargo ship to me.
It does. I was gonna say maybe we were setting aside something that we're gaining this turn, but I think the
The
thing that we have to be gaining are provinces, and you don't really want to be setting those aside.
No, this is weird. The villain attack, by the way, just helps Tracer. It's
Yeah,
a bit of an odd pickup. Like I don't hate it, but I would much rather have exchanged those cargo ships for towns than anything else that you could do there. And like you didn't even use the coffers. The attack helped. You didn't use the coffers. Like it would be just as good to just play that town. Very strange, I think.
yeah.
Now you have 0 towns when you could have three. And town is just such a nice flexible card because it threatens pile outs. It's just a good like it's just good. Weird.
Yeah. I assume it wasn't possible to cargo ship an action just because the situation that terracubist is in on points, where if you don't double province, you are probably losing to some sort of pile out of good draws from Tracer.
I don't even want to cargo ship in action. The only one you'd consider is Cursed Village, but that lowers too much.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're into province dancing. Terracubist probably won't be able to double province, but even if they can, they probably won't want to.
If they exchange those cargo ships for towns, now they would be threatening a pilot too. Probably. With some
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. If you had three towns in your deck,
yeah, then the cursed village pile disappears. And I can Terra palette now. It's difficult because you still have some copper in your deck, and you have two provinces now too.
and you had a province set aside. Yuck. Wait,
Oh,
why you even play
why
the
would
cargo
we?
ship? I'm just so confused by these cargo ships. It's just gross.
I mean, maybe we were just like assuming that we're not drawing around very well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you start your turn with a province, you're not gonna be.
Yeah, it is true that terracubist wasn't drawing around very well, so this happened. Oh my goodness, the villain attack discarding a province. Oh no.
It's yeah. Villain is not great in the best of circumstances, and this is not the best of circumstances. You definitely attack more by playing Soothsayer, but the gold you can't manage while you're greening. So what are you gonna do? So this should be town province or city province or cursed village province, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the province part I agree with, and which action is it going to be? I don't think it matters that much. Like, probably not, as long as it's not cursed village, because I think that might lower a
Hard
little
it's hard to
much.
go wrong with city.
Yeah. Yeah, you do need to figure out if you need those coffers for the next turn, though. You probably do.
I mean, you save one coffer regardless, so it yeah, it's a question of whether town in a coffer is more valuable than a city. I honestly don't think it's a problem to get the cursed village. Like, what's the third pile? Like,
Mm,
Tracer still needs to get 9 points and pile
yeah,
out. I don't think that's realistic. So I think cursed village is safe.
I guess that is very difficult. All of the rat catchers are on tavern mats, so you can't really you can't butterfly any of them. So yeah, okay, there isn't really a third pile. And I mean, there is a draw if Tracer could empty estates and return one town for a cursed village when we take another cursed village.
Well, gear was not on my bingo card.
It does help with provinces next turn.
Yeah, you set aside the cards you don't want to play. It hurts the following turn, but you're kind of hoping there won't be a following turn.
Yeah. There might not even be a next turn.
How so?
I guess Tracer has nothing into this card, right? So, huh.
Yeah. Do you go max green for Tracer? Double province duchy? That is real tough because of desperation.
Oh wait, Tracer is actually one coin away from triple provincing.
How
That's
so?
incredible. Yes, they have 21, and there is
Ah,
desperation.
there is desperation. Oh wow. That's wild. I wonder if they could have played the festival exchanging it for gold and got there.
Yes, they could have, right? Like that was
Uh,
just a missed win. I think they were guaranteed to draw that gold too.
Um, yeah, I think I think so.
Oh.
I have missed desperation since it's been so many turns. I think it's Tracer. You take that province. Like terracubist has been struggling. I don't know.
I
They
think,
have the two coffers. Never mind.
yeah, terracubist only needs to hit 14.
Oh, that's right. Man, I'm really
That's,
bad at keeping track of desperation, especially because neither player has bought it.
yeah. Uh, Having said that, like Tracer puts 3 green cards in his deck now. That is a
Yeah,
lot of green cards to have in your deck.
sure is. Good thing your opponent's attacking you with villain.
Yep.
Attack in air quotes.
2 coffers is a really good effect, to be fair. Maybe Terracubist was fine with helping Tracer a little bit to have 2 coffers. That's
I mean, the turn they gained and played villain, they didn't save the coffers. So I agree that coffers are good, but
no, I'm just making fun of villain here. And this gear is a little problematic
yep,
because there will be an next turn.
yep. And there's no way to discard from hand unless your opponent is kind enough to play villain.
Oh, unless okay, does Terracubist have a plan for there not being a next turn?
Maybe. What do we have here?
You can't play both of these
12.
Cargoships before Cruise Village.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Unless no, but you
See,
don't have anything in the discard, right? So that gold is the only card, so you draw into it. Okay, so that's fine.
12, 16, 20, 23. Yeah, I think it all works. I don't know what the bottom card is, but I don't think it matters. I think this will win.
You
Yeah, I
can't
was
add this
totally off
quickly.
on Tracer. Tracer
Oh.
definitely shouldn't have taken that province. Ignore me. Oh, it's
Oh,
even
just
more. This
also
is
okay.
really done deal.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I
that
guess
that
that's
festival was necessary. My counting was off. All right, desperation. Bought once. The player who bought it won.
desperation good effect, clearly.
All right, 2-0 terracubist.
Yeah. So it's a good start to the season. Especially since this is like the first game for for Terracubist in a while, at least, right? That's the last time they've been in A.
Hmm. Okay, so this kingdom, the draw is either diplomat or blacksmith. But blacksmith's challenging because there's no conventional village, just diplomat and what's her face? Elder.
There is launch to help you activate Diplomat and also help you be a village.
And also help get value out of blacksmith.
Yeah. So
I like
launch is
patron
like
forager
very important.
open regardless, but then you've got to start making decisions about, do you get a town crier? I don't know the answer to that. I definitely want to play with diplomats and 2 foragers.
Or it's just a silly idea to play with a bunch of Suckle Loots and Guildhall, right? It's just a thought. Okay, discarded the thought.
Hmm. Yeah. I
You might be playing with a Suckle Loot. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
The thing that appeals to me here is if you have deck control, you can forge peddlers into provinces. That's pretty powerful.
Oh. Right. That is very powerful.
So it looks like, did somebody open? Okay, so terracubist went double forager open. That's surprising. Where did this town crier come from? All right, tracer turn 3. And somehow there was a shuffle trigger. Oh, because launch. Okay. All right, I'm following.
Yeah. It's good to be trashing here. Oh. Well, this is very impactful what just happened, which is Tracer's the only one with a town crier, and he's the only one with the blacksmith too.
Yep.
So I
Launch
think
here.
terracubist just kind of has to play without the blacksmith this game.
I wonder if it was better for Tracer. Could they have launched on turn? Yeah, launch before playing Diplomat. Because they ended up drawing cards they couldn't play.
Did they have? They didn't know that they were gonna have the blacksmith in hand,
Oh, true.
so like you could have, but
Yeah.
there is a lot of options that could happen. There's definitely some thought to be given to it, whether you want to launch before playing Diplomat or after. But you might not want to launch at all that turn too, right? So I, I do think this. I think it's an interesting decision. I don't actually know which line is better.
I don't like that launch. I would buy a Diplomat. Diplomat's a good card.
Yeah. Why Miller? Who has a Miller?
Tracer. Yeah, Miller
Um.
was bought over Diplomat, which I don't like. I don't hate,
Yeah.
but I don't like. Like Miller is
I'd like.
fine.
Yeah, but I'd like to see more
Me
diplomats.
too.
Just that card draws cards and it's great.
Yeah, launch makes Diplomat like always good. Well, so long as you've trashed your estates.
As long as your starting hand has coins in it.
Yeah,
It's
or a
not
forager.
given.
Yep, one of the two.
Oh, Spell Scroll is gonna help Forager if it shows up at some point too.
I'm not even sure if I want to play with one sack of loot, but I could be convinced. Right? You could go like sack of loot double peddler here.
It is a lot of plus buy that comes out of the single card.
I think. Yeah, you can't forge it into anything like the loot into anything good necessarily, but oh, launch to gain and play market. Interesting. Yeah, getting those peddlers seems. Oh boy! All right, they're both on the peddler approach. Launch here, I think.
Yeah, it just
Maybe you don't have two buys. That's obnoxious.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Tracers really should work on drawing deck in a better order here. This is very unfortunate.
It's nice to have blacksmith in your starting hand for next turn,
Yeah,
and
and they still do get to buy all of the peddlers or most of the peddlers.
I
I think it.
you like sack here, sack of loot.
Uh, hmm. I mean, what I want is a forge, but considering I can't get that, then
I don't even think there's much
probably
urgency for forge. I like sack of loot because with launch you can gain and play the loot.
right.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I think Saccolit is pretty good. You want to be both buying and forging into provinces so that you can get more of them.
Tracer prefers a peddler.
I don't think a 6. I don't think I would pay 6 for a peddler in that position. And we're still in the situation where terracubist deck has the max hand size of 6, or max number of stop cards played be 6, so it's not great for them.
Terracubist is in an awkward position now. I don't know when the third forager was gained. It was probably on a turn when they only had 3, but that's not great for them. Now they have foragers and like no junk left, so that's not much in the way of like they're not going to have much money.
Nope.
So they end
They
up
definitely won't.
gaining Guildhall and Coppers to try to remedy that issue, which is a creative approach. I guess they planned for that, maybe. That was like the plan with the third forager.
Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna be that good, but it is a plan. Um, did Tracer launch? Tracer did not launch this turn. Why did we play this all of these peddlers before
Well,
launching?
launch does draw a card, so if you're just gonna gain one card and launch, it's fine.
Yeah, but we have more money to gain more than one card here.
Barely.
I suppose, yeah.
All right, like you could gain Elder Patron launch, I guess. That would be a way to get um, 4 extra coins, and then you could buy a diplomat or something. That was not the path. Or actually, you could buy a. Yeah, you have 1 extra coin. So okay, no launch. I mean,
I guess
yeah.
it's fair if one of those cards was a forge.
Well, I mean, the launch doesn't get you anything because Elder gives you 2 coins, and launch costs 3 and a buy.
Yeah.
Well, no, it doesn't cost a buy.
Yeah, it's just like one of those cards was a forge, which was useless, and the other one was not sufficient to justify launch.
Where did those coffers come from? Oh, right, Guildhall.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the Guildhall sack of loot.
All right. We want more draw. Yes. Okay. We're buying diplomats. Nice. I like what terracubist is doing. I'm cheering for terracubist now.
I don't want to play the last peddler because I want to forge it into province. This could
How
be
do you
just.
activate this? I guess you don't need to activate this diplomat.
Eh,
You
I
can
guess
just
he.
elder blacksmith. Oh. Oh, you can activate the diplomat like that. That's
You can.
creative.
Okay, so Tracer did have another. Um, for or peddler left. Okay. No, what? I want provinces. Like you have gaining more than one forge is offensive. Oh, there's another peddler. It's all good. It's all good. Tracer has 7 peddlers. It's all
Yes.
good. It's all good.
Acer has a lot of peddlers indeed.
No idea what that last card is.
It's not another peddler.
Province diplomat? Nope.
Nope. Not interested in provinces yet. Logic doesn't really make any sense
It just doesn't want
here.
the forager on top, I guess.
It's fair.
Funny, for somebody playing a forager centric strategy, there's only one type of treasure in the trash. A little surprising.
No, this is unfortunate for I guess terracubist is gonna get to launch here after playing the Sacco loot. It's a little unfortunate they don't get to use the draw from diplomat.
Mm-hmm. And don't get to get that 1 extra coin from forager.
Unless you get a spell scroll off Sacco loot after playing it. In which case you can play it and then play the forager.
Or staff.
True.
Well, so why did we do that? Like it's okay. Setting that up. Trying to get those foragers to be. Yeah. You want some coppers, don't you?
Yeah, you definitely do.
2 coppers.
Only
Okay.
2. Alright.
I think the plan is to trash a loot, I guess, with one of those foragers. Try to make them stronger.
What was the loot that Terracubist got? Alright, yeah, I trashed that one.
Jewels.
I was actually I think that was the lowest one on the statistics that I saw recently from Marcus. Oh no, it was doubloons and insignia.
Yeah,
Okay.
the ones that don't give plus buy.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That was the lowest one out of the ones that give plus buy, though.
Hmm.
Then it makes sense. That one's not very good.
I mean, we all know. We all know that the worst is clearly Endless Chalice. Stats be damned.
It's funny that you say stats be damned. Yeah.
I
If
mean, the
you're one of
sample
the
sizes are low.
That is true. But if you're one of the old players playing Dominion, then Endless Chalice is actually in the third place for you.
What?
Well, if you're one of the old players playing Dominion
Oh,
on
all.
Dominion
I
Online.
heard old, and I'm like, well, first of all, I take offense to that, but
I did not say that.
oh, okay. Did that copper need to be played? Probably, right? No. Yes, it needed to be played.
Yes,
Okay.
it did. Do we trash the sword?
Do we trash this merchant?
I mean, the merchant is completely useless.
I would
The
definitely
sword.
trash the merchant. Whoa!
That is incredible.
Sword is like kind of helpful. Again, the discard attack. Two games in a row. The discard attack is helpful.
There's a lot of foragers and not a lot of treasures too.
I mean, these foragers can. These foragers are strong. Eventually,
Yeah, they're
terracubist is going to have to start buying provinces, though, and their deck doesn't support that very well.
they're just gonna buy 4 or 5 provinces in a single turn, right?
They are not going to buy 5 provinces in a single turn. We know that for sure.
Yes, there's. I mean, they're going to buy all of their provinces in a single turn. Is my point.
They are probably going to
Oh,
lose then, because like I think if Tracer takes 5 provinces, I don't think they can win.
probably not.
And I would totally do that as Tracer. Forge that peddler.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee that you get to 8 as Tracer, but it's pretty likely with Forager being worth 4 coins now. You just need to pair it with something that's not province.
Even if you pair it with province, it's not that bad.
I would feel
Like if you have
nervous.
to.
Yeah, I would feel a little nervous leaving 3 provinces if I only had 4. What just happened there? Okay. The thing I wanted to happen. Excellent. Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah. If you have 5 provinces to
You
the
can
opponent's
even
0.
yeah, you can even grab a duchy if you are nervous, but trash the town crier if you want, or play it, trash the diplomat. It's all good. But if you trash diplomat just to buy diplomat, maybe that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think you just trash the town crier to buy a province and a duchy. Just make sure you don't lose next turn, and
Yep.
if you get another turn, you probably get another province on that turn. So where are we worried about anything?
Yeah, launch has some fail safes. There are definitely some turns you could hands you could dud on. I don't even know if you need that duchy. Like
You probably don't, but like
you could buy diplomat. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Tracer goes with the points approach. I can't fault it.
oh my, that is a terrible start for terracubist.
Eh. No, I mean you got the sack
I
before you buy
suppose.
launch. Wait, they have a second sack of loot? Interesting.
Yeah.
This is
All right. Well,
definitely.
you
Wait,
trash that sack clearly.
yeah. And that's a stylish way to lose the game. Yeah. So you have to play for a dud here, I guess, because you can't win.
Yeah. We're getting close to the situation where there are not enough points in the pile.
Yep, we are getting close. One more province from Tracer does it. Seals the deal. Even Milling Province comes pretty darn close. I
I
think
don't think we forged the province. I think these provinces are pretty precious
I
in
was
our
thinking of
hand.
foraging the peddler.
How much is this
Because then you
foreigner war?
could launch in diplomat or just diplomat. Yeah, I don't hate it, but
Right. We hate our provinces, it looks like.
I mean just that one province. The others are okay. So
No,
out of peddlers to trash.
it's okay. We
It,
hate another province.
it's okay. All right. Well played by Tracer. I'm glad terracubist tried out the Guildhall Sakalut approach with the Forager twist. That was pretty neat.
Yeah. It's not like they had a choice, to be fair, after they lost the blacksmith. And then the peddlers too.
It was a bit of a rough spot, yeah.
So I'm glad they came up with something that like maybe can win a game in some percentage of cases.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, if Tracer's just like a little bit greedier and doesn't take that first province when they did, from the forager, the peddler trash, maybe terracubist has a chance.
Yeah. Or maybe if Tracer duds for like 2 turns in a row, then terracubist also had a chance.
Yeah, but I think a lot of players. Yeah, I guess it's important to recognize Tracer starting the forager or the peddler trashing with forage when he did, was very, I guess, a good understanding of kind of like the end game flow. You have to start that kind of early because you can only do one. You can only do it once per turn, so you have to like pick your moment wisely.
Yep.
And it's like you have to do it 2 turns in advance, because you have to get the forge, and then you play the forge kind of thing. All right, we've got Black Market Menagerie, but do we have no way to trash estates in their starting hand?
Well, we have Inn,
Yeah.
the Pious Inn.
Oh, I did not even notice. I go to the kingdom view, and it doesn't show.
Oh, right.
It doesn't show the traits on that, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've never learned to go into the kingdom view because I would just right click on all of the cards when I was learning them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just I wasn't aware it was there at the start, probably.
Yeah, that's understandable. So Magpie Black Market from both players, understandable. Expected. Oh,
We see something in the black market. People in chat really want a tactician. Not
it's
sure
pretty
what
good.
happened. The log doesn't show me what was in the black market. Huh. All right. Well, I guess we won't get to talk about it then.
On turn one. I mean, I'm seeing Tactician right now.
Oh, okay. It was open. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
also,
They chose to gain an inner trash in the state.
oh, never mind. Bought. Okay, so nobody's used their desert guides yet, which is a little bit surprising.
There we go.
I guess you're pretty happy with the Magpie Black Market open, so why take chances?
Yeah. And I think you're pretty happy with these turns when you get to play a Magpie and then trash in the state too. So that's pretty great. Right. Well, you cannot get any of those cards, so that choice was easy from the black market.
Automade.
Yeah. There is a lot to do on this board between black market and Groundskeeper ensuring that like any sort of province trash is not gonna go not gonna go very well.
A lot of expensive cards in the black market, it seems.
Yeah. There was that Gatekeeper, which is pretty impactful in black market kingdoms.
By the time we see it again, it won't be.
Probably.
But yeah, if you had bought it early, it could definitely.
Probably the game will. Yeah. Sorry. Probably the game will be over by the time we get to see this Gatekeeper again.
And if not, it'll be in greening phase. So passing up buys from black market doesn't actually hurt. In fact, it probably helps. If your opponent like played Gatekeeper every turn starting on turn like 13 in a black market kingdom, that would just help you, I think. because too many people want to buy the cool cards they see in the black market when they really should just be clicking on the green cards, or in this case, the
True.
groundkeepers.
There is also Guardian in this kingdom, so actually Black Markets is a little less impactful because all of the attacks that you can get from Black Market are not going to make an impact.
I
Or
mean, they
much of
make an
an impact.
impact by forcing the opponent to play with guardians, which you otherwise would not want to do. So
Yeah, but
it's something.
but if you find like a card like Margrave, it's not gonna be as devastating as it could be.
Yeah, I'd click it though.
Hey, of course I'd click it.
Experiment. That was a $3 lab that was passed up.
I guess terracubist just wanted some gains, which, to
Yeah,
be
in a
fair,
black market kingdom, it's really hard to get gains.
there is a lot of good up to 4 cost cards in this kingdom.
Hmm. I hate it.
I mean, hey, there's Menagerie, there's Sheepdog, there's Underling, which you want one probably at least. Magpies that are gonna go. No, I don't think I'm opposed to it.
I see a $3 lab, I buy it.
That is pretty good. That's another workshop.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 other workshops.
The other one, I didn't even consider that being a real card, so I'm sorry, Cobbler. Yeah, there is a $3 double lab in the supply. That is true.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the trashing sucks and nobody has a better trasher. So these menageries are not activating reliably by any means. Obviously still good card, but I would really appreciate a $3 lab right now.
yeah, it'd be a lot better than this workshop. I'll give you that.
Bonfires in the kingdom. Nobody's bought that.
Yeah, that is actually very good trashing. We totally missed that too.
I was first looking at whether there was estate trashing, and it's like, yeah, kind of by his hand. But then it's like, yeah, you could be trashing those coppers with bonfire.
Yeah, you probably should be, especially if you're a tracer and you have 7 of them. Or terracubist and drawing hands like this.
Look at that triple lab from terracubist.
It's
Oh,
very strong.
wait, why was Menagerie? I'm so confused. Tracer's playing too fast for me. Did the Menagerie activate? Yes, it did.
I
Okay,
think so.
way too fast for me. So yeah, Sea Witch is a good card. It's like, yeah, there's Guardian, but forcing your opponent to buy and play 2 Guardians, totally worth.
Yeah,
Sea
and
Witch
you
is
get to bonfire with it.
the duration Sea Witch is really good to set up your menageries.
Yeah, I absolutely want that card.
Sea Witch Bonfire, yeah, seems good to me.
Yeah, I think I would have snapped it and not given much thought to anything else.
Tracer played their turn up to this moment faster than I could follow, but now I want to snap click. Probably considering the Herald.
Yeah. Like, I assume we're going through the whole thought process of attacking even good in this kingdom.
Yes, it's great.
The answer is yes.
Ah, like terracubist doesn't have a trasher. They would have to buy pious inns to trash curses. Ah, I'm so disappointed in Tracer right now.
Yeah, and like this is a very uninspiring turn from terracubist, and like if I see this turn, I'm buying a bonfire. Like,
Yeah, I don't. It might be time for a sad bonfire because yeah,
not even close to seeing the whole black market deck.
Maybe Terracubist wants more gainers and will buy a kiln. Who could say? You know, workshop and sculptor aren't enough. I mean, in all honesty, a kiln gaining groundskeepers would be nice, but that's like later down the line. Wait, who has the grounds? Who has the kiln?
Tracer does,
Oh,
and now
interesting.
terracubist also does.
Yeah, I called it. 2 gainers isn't enough.
Yeah, we need 3 gainers, in fact. Black market also counts in my book.
Yeah. Some more
Yeah.
menageries for Tracer would be nice.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's a trasher that you can't buy.
Interesting. Smugglers in a black market kingdom. Guess we'll see how that goes.
It does help you get a groundskeepers.
This
It's
turn it
pretty
helps you
nice.
get a kiln.
Yeah, I don't know why did we trigger like a 5 copper shuffle in order to be able to play a smugglers that gives us a kiln. I'm not a fan of that. Actually, militia might not be good enough just because.
Tracer's over terminaled.
Yeah, and our opponent has menageries in the deck anyway, so.
Tracer's definitely over terminaled now.
Yeah, how fixable is that mid turn? Not really, right?
Yeah. Like, you can kill an in, but you have to first have played in it, something that gives you plus actions.
Yeah, we're killing menageries. That's good. We just have to shuffle for 7 coppers, which I'm sure is going to happen. This is not very quickly. Hey, Grout Market is a good card.
Too bad. How about improve? Is that any good? Looks like Crucible spot. It's good to have a trasher.
Yeah, that helps in case Tracer picks up a cursor. Although they did pass the best one, so.
Yeah, literally the best cursor you could pull. Because the duration effect is just so good in this game. Imagine if you had a duration Sea Witch going into Tracer's turn right now. It'd be so
Yeah.
good.
What are we doing with this turn as Tracer? Playing Menagerie, drawing. Oh,
Ah,
right.
we're doing that. That's a good Desert Guides. That's why we have the underling.
Yeah,
Okay,
that.
okay, that triggering a bad shuffle is actually good when you have Desert Guides. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Which Tracer thought about going into their last turn. It's pretty nice.
Maybe Tracer's not as over terminal as I thought. That's a lot of ins.
Are we heading into a free pile here?
Sure looks like it. Maybe Groundskeeper is irrelevant once again. I feel like that's more and more common with like Modern Dominion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tracer can literally just empty all the menageries.
The
And they
question is,
do.
can they empty ins?
That was an odd choice to play. Oh, they're out of actions. Never mind. It's a perfectly understandable choice. The answer is no, they can't. So the question is, should they buy a province? Because
Yes.
can Terracubist threaten that? Terracubist has 1 kill. It's going to be difficult for Terracubist to buy 3 ends, but I definitely wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, and getting that animal fare for basically free is very nice. Oh my. Okay, well.
So Terracubist got the 3 villages and never ended up picking up an underling. Or the 3 workshops never ended up picking up an underling. It should be noted. Desert Guides is pretty good.
Yeah, that is very surprising to me. I guess they picked up a lot of menageries, but they're not doing anything about those coppers, really. Because they have. They only have 1 black market, too.
That seems fine.
Oh, but that doesn't help. They don't really have that many sources of dealing with coppers. right?
Yeah. Well, they've got a lot of ends, it seems.
That's not a great way to deal with a copper.
Speaking of which, you could gain another end here. Nope.
Do you want to, though? That is a
Uh,
little scary.
well, what are you gaining with Kiln?
Hmm. Hmm. It's a good question.
This workshop could gain an underling, and then you could Kiln an underling. But that, yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of
You could
coppers
gain
down
a
there.
you could gain a black market.
Underling, huzzah.
Oh god.
Okay. Oh no, why not kiln the underling? What are you gonna do with this kiln? Black market.
Oh.
Heckler's pretty good. You can buy a province and gain a groundskeeper.
Or it helps you free pile better next turn too.
Yeah.
Does terracubist have any source of plus buy with all of those gainers?
Interesting question. That's something we're missing from the kingdom, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does either player have plus buy? I
Not
saw
sure.
spices in one of the flips.
Oh,
So
Tracer has an
oh,
animal
now
fair.
they have an animal fair, which is +2 buy. That's pretty valuable. Okay.
Terracubist does get to buy a province.
Groundskeeper, I think.
It has to be, right? Like you're behind on points and you don't really have any perspective to catch up on points from the way the current deck state is.
Yeah. Yeah, that I was missing the lack of plus buy, so gaining the extra black market as terracubist makes more sense to me now.
Yep. And gaining all of those kilns too.
Well, no, that still doesn't make sense to me, but
Hey, that it does gain kingdom cards.
it's nice now if you can kill in the groundskeeper. I'm thinking that's probably not going to happen though, given the starting hand. This actually might be worth the desert guides. Unclear.
It's
But
very
meanwhile,
unclear.
Tracer's playing a game. Tracer has like a billion menageries.
I don't think terracubist gets to play the starting hand.
You think?
Yeah, something tells me that.
Huh. Interesting observation. Well, we're 2-2.
Oh, yay, a Kingscourt developed kingdom. That's exciting.
It is. Do you have all the pieces? You have the 5 cost draw card, but you don't have a 4 cost card. That ruins it. If
Oh,
only
no.
Philosopher's Stone was in this kingdom, it'd be so much more powerful. Replace Sentinel with Philosopher's Stone, and you'd get a more powerful kingdom. I'm not actually sure about that part, but it's pretty close.
Oh, right, you need a 4-cost card to be able to gain the Vela. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking you could do it on 5, 6, 7, or you could do some of that
What
on
is
5, 6, 7.
shy? Okay.
It's a lab,
yeah, okay.
which is nice for a chapel-like card.
Yeah. I wonder. I think if you replace either Dungeon or Sentinel with Philosopher's Stone, like, do you have a stronger kingdom? I think it's pretty close. I think it's pretty close. It can't be Sentinel. It's just trashing just with develop is too slow, probably. But with Dungeon as sifting, you might be able to
I
make it
think that's
work.
sufficient, right? Yeah.
You can probably make it work. Anyway, so what can you do in this kingdom? You can't do the full develop loop. By the way, for people who don't know, there's a way with Kingscourt and develop to just like empty 3 piles in a single turn with the proper setup. But without a 4 cost card to trash into, you do not have that setup in this kingdom. So you have to figure out what else to do. There's no good payload to Kingscourt. The payload is going to be King's Cash Gold.
You can use
Except you don't have plus
develop.
buy.
You can use develop with bandit gaining golds and then
To get
trashing the
King's
gold to
Cash, right?
develop.
Yeah. Or King's Court. Yeah. Develop is, with King's Court is still good because you can develop into province, but it's not the I win the game on the spot type thing that it sometimes is.
Yeah. I mean, like gaining free golds, then drawing those golds, then trashing them with develop into more fives and sevens is pretty good still.
And ultimately trashing the sevens into province. Yep.
Or emptying every pile in the game too while you're
Mm,
doing that.
Yeah, can you do that?
Um,
With a 6-7 develop loop? Probably no, I don't think so.
You probably can't do that just out of any
Oh
spot.
no, because you don't get the develops, right? That's the important part of the
Yeah.
4 is that you get the extra develops.
Yeah, so it's not a loop, but like if you have a bunch of develops in the deck, every
Hmm.
single one of those develops gains a lot of new cards and
Yeah.
scores a lot of points.
Certainly you
So
can
good.
definitely get extra King's Courts. That pile should empty. Sad there's no plus buy.
I think that makes the kingdom a little more interesting, actually.
Could be. I don't know. I kind of like it when you have a King's Court kingdom and then the best payload is treasure. It's a little bit awkward to play, but it like presents an interesting balance kind of challenge.
I mean, with a bandit here, I don't like the best payload is going to be just kingscourting a bunch of bandits, drawing or with bandit and a plus buy, it still be kingscourting a bunch of bandits and playing those golds, then buying like 5 provinces on a single turn, right? So
Yeah, it is for sure unconventional payload here. Yeah. Yeah, it will be interesting to see. Anyways, how do these players build? They open, well, terracubist opens summon sentinel on turn 1, so that's pretty good.
it's good, but it's not as good because you're gonna look at 5 coppers, so
Right.
you're not gonna get to trash any estates if you're sentinel. Slightly disappointing.
It's a good thing terracubist saw their sentinel on turn 3.
Did they? Right. Yeah, but it is basically a conventional sentinel open, right? But having trashed 2 coppers.
So Tracer opens Sentinel develop, and obviously they hit 5 on turn 3. No, just kidding. How did they get to the situation? Okay, it was what did they do? It was
With
Fellowship of Scribes. That's cool. Develop
yeah,
silver
that's very
estate into
interesting.
silver, draw it, and then summon dungeon. That's cool. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. I was looking at Tracer's hand and I thought that it was Terracubus. So Terracubus did not see their Sentinel on
Yeah,
turn 3. Apologies.
I I thought you were being sarcastic. I was a little confused.
Well, I apologize for adding to that confusion.
I like what Tracer is doing with the Sentinel develop, using Sentinels to get rid of coppers and or the Sentinel to get rid of coppers and using develops to gain a bunch of dungeons and probably more develops soon.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how these players are going to build up to the high price points. Probably Bandit when you hit 5 so that you get that gold, which you can develop directly into King's Court.
Yeah, you want the bandit anyway in the deck,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there really isn't much of a reason to not buy it. Hmm. Using Shy on Sentinel. I guess you only did get to play one of Develop Sentinel. No, sure that
No.
Develop is better.
Is that true?
You don't have a village.
You summoned. Didn't you summon Dungeon?
No, not last turn.
Ah, I see, I see.
Yeah, it was in turn 3 that Tracer summoned Dungeon.
Hmm.
It's a little
Okay.
unfortunate.
So both players have a sleigh. Certainly, King's Court on horse is a very strong draw.
Yeah. And
And
it is a village effect. A proper village effect.
and Slay's reaction is pretty good in a King's Court game with gain in play.
Yep.
Because you can develop something and just put it straight into hand, or the gold you get from Bandit just lets you kind of make those King's Court chains a little more convenient.
Absolutely. Both of our players managed to also use the starting favor already, which I guess isn't too hard to develop.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
It,
Oh. Oh.
it looks like both of them are planning to build up to the high price points by discarding Tunnel rather than playing Bandit, which makes a lot of sense actually.
Dungeon is the best enabler of Tunnel. So this looks like. Oh, is it? Yeah, there we go. King's Court Emissary. Oh,
That is very powerful.
especially to when you're getting that action, right? Because they
Yeah.
haven't top decked yet.
Um.
Or am I wrong about that?
No,
No.
they
Oh, they don't
did,
get
but
it.
they have a dungeon in place, so they will get
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. Right. Dungeon's so good here.
Absolutely. This is turn 6 and Trace. Well, turn 7 for Tracer, and they're about to draw deck. And terracubist is about to do the same thing, just slightly later. It's very unfortunate.
Oh, they're player 2.
Yep. That tends to be unfortunate in games of Dominion.
No, the really unfortunate thing for terracubist is they don't have a dungeon in play.
Oh.
So they cannot. Their emissary is not going to be is going to be terminal. I think, unless they see a dungeon in their opening hand.
Yeah, or they see a sentinel in their opening hand. That also works.
How?
Because sentinel gets discarded with shy.
Ah, good call.
None of those two things happen, so yeah, I don't know how terracubist comes back to this at this point.
All right.
Oh, terracubist only had one dungeon and Tracer had 3 of them. That's even more unfortunate. Oh my. Yeah, okay.
Looks pretty good.
If I am in terracubist spot, I'm hovering that resign button right about now.
I'm not. So do you? I'm thinking about getting another develop as Tracer. It's kind of silly with 7 coins, but it's the hardest thing to gain.
True. Do they have a sleigh?
And you can summon the develop. I don't know if that's actually what you want to do, but yeah, they do have a sleigh.
I'm not sure that I want to summon the develop. Like, how does our starting hand look like? Probably has a copper, right?
I think I do it because you start with 2 dungeons, so you can just find the thing you want to summon. But anyways,
They click on marking scores.
yeah,
Just fair.
it's just like right now, every turn, Tracer's been developing a gold, but you have this estate you want to develop into another develop, so maybe they can set that up, right? They just need the plus actions, which is actually pretty tricky to get. Because King's Court Emissary can only ever give, like, be action neutral, so you need to pair the King's Courts before you can actually start being, like, net on actions.
Yeah, good that we get to see 9 cards before we choose our 5 to play. So
11 dungeons in hand, 2 in duration.
yeah.
So I think they'll find one of their 2 King's Courts down there. Meanwhile,
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. Meanwhile, in terracubists,
sadness ensues.
yeah. How do you like? Do you have enough draw in those 8 cards to be able to trigger a shuffle even?
You have 1 dungeon, and
And you have a sentinel that can be discarded.
yeah. I was thinking of King's Courting the sleigh.
Yeah, that's why I was asking that question.
I'm really baffled by that move. Like you get rid of 1 copper versus gaining 6 horses.
Yeah, and more importantly, like if we get like even though we get to trigger that shuffle, we're not doing anything on this next turn, right? Like we're not doing anything powerful because we only get to see that one card out of that shuffle.
I'm baffled.
All right, well, it's time for Tracer to.
Oh, Tracer didn't find the King's Courts. So, I mean, they found them here, but
Yeah, they still do get to combine them and set up a very strong turn here.
okay. But here's the awkward thing. Well, actually, hold on. Did they not get to discard the tunnel? Oh, wow. That's maximally
Doesn't look
bad.
like it.
They didn't find the tunnel with their dungeons. They don't have a gold even to target. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty awkward, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, you could just like get 6 horses.
Definitely. You develop trashing in a state in 2 copper, and I think, no, I don't know. I want the develop.
Yeah, I wanted 5 because I really want a bandit in this deck, I think.
With the tunnels, I don't even know if that's. Yeah, no, I think it is good. Yeah, you're right. Well,
You
no,
can keep
because
for the
you
bandit.
can King's Court a dungeon and keep getting gold that way. I'm not sure if it's necessary. Wait, what? You're King's Courting a dungeon, not a sleigh? These players are not valuing horses as highly as I would have. Man, and here the dungeon is bottom decked again. It is good, of course. Wait, where'd that develop come from?
We developed a sleigh into a develop, and then we developed the sentinel into a sleigh.
Perfect. Okay. Well, then I'm glad that Tracer has another develop. I'm happy.
Yeah, what I'm not glad is not having a 6 horses in our deck,
At
which
least you get two.
yeah. Yeah, but we also get a King's Court that's out of play now.
Yeah. That part's a little. I mean, I think I don't actually know the rules of.
If you thrown a duration, then that throne stays in.
Yeah, is that true when you throne?
No, if you thrown the duration, then the throne that thrown the duration stays out of play,
But
and
not the.
everything else just gets
Okay.
discarded.
Okay. What just happened here?
Um.
What the hell just happened there?
Oh, we used the favor thing, Fellowship of Scribes, to draw the emissary, and then we played the emissary to do some things. Apparently.
Bold. Bold. Oh, oh, did that trigger a shuffle with horses? Is that what the plan was? Or did that just get lucky? No, it did. Okay, playing the emissary triggered the shuffle with horses. Okay.
Not sure that this King's Court was gonna be in this shuffle.
Wait, did Tracer just get really lucky that the horses weren't drawn? It looks like it to me.
Hmm.
Like, I think they had 5 cards down there, and they drew everything that wasn't a horse, or maybe they had 6 because they have the tunnel in hand. I don't even know anymore, but
Just this is a King's Court board. I like when I play those, I don't think, I just click buttons. So,
huh.
uh,
I feel
it's
like
very. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say King's Court develop demands attention.
Probably does. I'm not sure that this.
Like here, can Tracer win here? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes. I was just. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Actually, no. You only have 2 develops, right? So you can only gain 6 cards.
You can develop Slay into develop.
Oh. Yeah, then maybe. It's difficult.
It sure
It is.
is. And what's the third pile, right? Like Emissary King's Court. Okay, that's obvious. But like, what's the third pile? That's what I don't know.
Yeah. But the thing is, you don't need to, right? Like, You just take all the king scores and you make sure you score enough so the terracubist can't outscore you, and then you set up the next turn too.
Sounds like a reasonable plan. Yep.
Yeah. It just kind of wins
Now you get some.
100% of the time without thinking about it too much.
Now you get some king's caches when you trash the
Uh,
golds. Of course, you lose your best target for king's cache, but
yeah, you kind of don't have a choice, do you?
nope.
Oh.
Let's go. Now you get the gold back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Tracer didn't want to do any more develop shenanigans. Which, okay, fine. You could have, but
Fair
whatever.
enough.
You don't
I
need
think
to.
the head hurts enough, honestly.
Yeah, just discard tunnel 17 times. Oh no, they don't even want to.
Yeah, I see why.
But do they have enough
Right.
favors? That's a question.
Actually, the 12 is quite a low number. You could go for quite a bit higher.
Yeah, there are many points during Tracer's turn where they have fewer than 5 cards in hand. Yeah.
If you develop enough times.
Yeah. So terracubist finally managed to play an emissary that gained an action in favors. So now they can resign safely. No. Strangely enough, they don't do that.
Was this the first time that when terracubist drew their deck?
I think so.
Interesting.
I think Tracer understood the value of dungeon more than terracubist did.
Yep.
Dungeon's really good here.
Absolutely.
The trouble is, I don't think Tracer can end it. It's kind of awkward if terracubist doesn't press that resign button. It might be here for a little while.
Can you do some loop thing with develop, slay, and horses?
So you can develop a sleigh, but and then you're saying so the horse becomes a sleigh.
Yeah, you can develop a sleigh, you can develop a horse, and then you can develop a bunch of horses into sleighs, then you can use sleighs to get more horses, and then
Okay,
you can develop the sleighs into
so the hope is
develops.
that you empty develop in the sleigh pile somehow, along with
Yeah.
well, we already have another pile. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I think getting the provinces is the safest thing to do, and that's what Tracer's doing.
Tracer might empty the gold pile by accident here.
Ooh, that'd be exciting. Yeah, I mean, you could do it on purpose if you got bandit.
Yeah.
Instead, you got another emissary. But I guess then you'd need to empty emissaries. But
We
you could
did
do
need it.
that. You could do that later.
We needed all those emissaries, all right? They're very important.
Duh. Yeah, that's right. Trash those coppers. Nobody. Who needs them?
Yeah, we made our own chapel. Almost as good.
Terracubist, I guess, has made a pledge to never resign. That's the only sense I can make out of this.
Yeah. Maybe terracubist sees a loop here that they can execute.
And also get 36 VP.
This doesn't
look
like
very
a loop.
loopy, no. What happened to Tracer's Sentinel? I guess it was turned into a sleigh at some point.
Yeah, it got developed at some point.
Sleigh is definitely a better card. You heard it here first. Sleigh better than Sentinel.
Not sure the Tracer can find a good hand here with the. Man, he's so lucky. Actually,
I wonder if Tracer's frustrated with terracubist not resigning. It's pretty extreme.
it is very extreme. But to be fair, he he's playing a Kingscourt developed kingdom, and he wasn't able to win for like 3 turns straight. So
Yeah,
with
it's because Philosopher's Stone wasn't in the kingdom.
true.
Oh,
All right, we're actually emptying the golds, I think.
no, he's. Oh, okay, okay.
We should also try to get a lot of money, right? Like we should try to get about 100 coins.
Oh, that's
That'd be
child's play
exciting.
with all these king's caches. Well, no, that's actually
Oh
about.
no, we don't want King's Cash.
No,
That's
no, no. We'll empty golds
disappointing.
anyway, but. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How many more piles though? I mean, 4 is kind of weak. Oh, could have gone for at least 5, maybe
Right.
6.
Very disappointing.
6 would have been a challenge.
Hmm,
Just because there's a limited number
yeah,
of develops.
that is true. Yeah, it's difficult to get the 6th one off the board.
All right.
And you could do it with some slaving, slay develop. But yeah.
So
We're down
that's
with that one.
Tracer managed to win the last 3 games after a 0-2 start. On to game 6.
Yeah. This looks like a maybe not that explosive as of a board, or not as explosive as the last one, but it looks like a pretty powerful board to me. That's my
Yeah.
first. Yeah. So there's Amulet, there is Seer. Those cards are both powerful and powerful together. There is a bunch of plus buy. There is a village. There is Smithy draw. Quite a strong Smithy draw too with Emissary. Yeah.
What's is Drew doing anything noteworthy? No. Okay.
Forest might be not noteworthy at some point.
Eh,
There's just a lot of plus buy in a single
eh.
card.
But you got Market, Spices, Cauldron.
Well, it is a very cheap way to get a
It
lot
is
of
very
plus
cheap.
buy.
Yeah, it is very cheap. It's got that going for it.
Oh yeah, and
It,
it is advancing,
and
which
it can be drawn by Wisp, which is gained from Exorcist. Maybe.
actually the advance is a very important point here, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Because you can, like, if you draw 3 druids or 4 druids in a hand, I don't know how would you get 4 druids, but if you do, you can play one as forest and then advance the other 3.
Yes, or if you do 2 druids, thinking a little lower, but yeah. Um, so what do you think, Exorcist or not?
You can advance wisps, so I think yes.
So Peaceful Cult Trash is 1 estate, so you only got 2 left to find. I could see an Exorcist skip.
There could be an argument to open Exorcist Druid and trash a copper. Is that crazy? It's probably crazy.
That seems crazy to me. Opening Druid, maybe there is something there though.
Yeah.
Just because that gives you a 5 cost action of your choice.
Yeah, or you can keep the druids around to get more 5 costs later, which is probably not as good.
So it looks like terracubist passed up the Exorcist, and so did Tracer. So J Nail's very sad, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
both go for double amulet.
Yeah, I assume this amulet is becoming a 5 cost. Yeah, I quite like the emissary here. This is if you draw the emissary in the right hand, this is gonna be a very strong card.
Mm-hmm.
And Peaceful Cult is such a powerful ally too.
But you know,
Very
the flip
snowball.
side of that is if you don't draw Emissary in a good hand, you're just not going to play it, and that's going to feel bad. It is good with
Yeah.
Bandit Camp, though. So.
Oh yeah, it is. Though the ally doesn't do as much at that point.
Mm-hmm. Unless your opponent's trying to curse you with Cauldron.
That could happen. It's not unreasonable, actually. Because we're not gaining any actions mid-turn, right? So, yeah, that is actually very reasonable. Is this as third action this turn? Yes, not third card. Okay.
Terracubist keeps colliding amulets. Ooh, a
Oh, did they
Tracer.
buy another one and then collided it? That's very sad.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think I'm kind of happy with just one amulet. I think it works out.
Yeah,
Especially
we can.
Terracubus is the one with the emissary, and they did get the lucky draw. So I would definitely advance this amulet.
Into what is the question? Because we're drawing that card next turn.
Bandit Camper Market. Okay, well, never mind.
Or we can toil it for a silver. Yeah, that. So that's still 3 cards down there. Not sure what you probably just trashed twice here as terracubist,
Could be. I was
right?
thinking could be trash once plus one coin. Depends on. I mean, what? Because you're gonna get those favors to trash, so you might as well use them.
I think the way it works out is if you want a 5, you're gonna have to trash only 3 cards this turn. And it doesn't matter if you take a coin or not. I think you might want a silver in this deck. I guess that's the question of do you want the silver?
Good with Seer. Terracubus doesn't have any of those yet, but seems like a reasonable direction to go for most of your draw.
So you probably do just gain a silver and trash 1, and then trash the other 2 with favors. Since you're never trashing 4, unless you're willing to pass up buying a 5 this turn. Oh, we don't want a silver. Okay.
Weird.
Okay, I guess we are going to pass up buying a 5.
Or we're gonna save a favor.
Oh, right. That you could have a silver or you could have a favor. I guess that's the question. And a card on top of your deck.
Terracubus, I don't love the spot Terracubus is in. Just because, yeah, like you don't have the duration amulet to give your emissary draw. Oh, you don't even have. Whatever. You can't play that emissary. I guess you can if you're gonna toil.
I
Maybe
mean,
you
you can.
toil one amulet. Maybe that's correct.
Don't really. Do you get to buy anything if you do that? I guess you do.
You got
You have
a
spices.
spices down there, yeah.
Terra's deck needs more imps. I don't think Terra's deck is gaining any imps at any point. It's just we passed that exorcist a long time ago, and I don't think it's gonna come into our deck now.
J Nails would have played with Exorcist.
True. Yeah, bandit cap draw is reasonable, and what I think the players are gonna do is they're gonna just mix the bandit camps and emissaries, and I think that's what I would do too.
And Sears, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
yeah,
said bandit camps and emissaries, right?
yeah.
And mixing them makes a lot of sense. But that's not what I meant.
I would play both coppers, toil amulet plus one coin, buy a 5 cost.
You
That's what
could
I would
even
do.
trash.
You could, but I wouldn't bother. You're just gonna get trashing for free. You don't need to trash with amulet anymore. Emissary is just gonna give you favors to trash with eventually.
You could also delve.
I don't like this at all. Oh, advance, I like that.
Oh yeah, that is very good.
But I don't understand what this copper is doing. Don't do it, Terracubist. There's no need to trash that copper with amulet. I hate it. You
Well,
just using
now,
two coffers for nothing.
now it would be a strict misplay to not trash it. So we are committed. Although probably not trashing it was still better.
Like right now, you're gonna trigger that emissary and get 2 favors, and you only have 1 card to trash. Like you would just have 2 extra coffers. It's that simple. I guess the downside is potentially you bottom deck emissary. That's like the one outcome, but it seems very risk avoidant.
Yeah, I'm not sure we are. Maybe terracubist thinks that they're just this ahead to be able to avoid risk that much. I don't think that's very true. The Tracer does have a lot of coppers
Tracer
still
has a
in
lot
the
of
deck.
coppers. Part of that is because they haven't activated emissary at all.
Well, do they even have an emissary? I guess they
Yeah, they have
added it
one. Yeah.
recently. When did they add the emissary?
Not super recently. Turn 5.
Also, they did activate it once.
Did they? Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they really didn't use those amulets for much trashing. Which is understandable. Like, I always feel like trashing estate with amulets a no-brainer, but trashing copper always feels bad.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if we are just playing Seer Amulet, I think you trash in a heartbeat. Like you trash these coppers in a heartbeat. But because there is emissary in the kingdom, like there are better ways to trash those coppers.
What? That's such a weird undo. What is going on? You're gonna
We
toil. Okay, this is wild.
we want to toil to be able to advance into
But then
stuff,
you're
right?
giving up the silver. That's so weird. But okay. Yeah, if
I
you
mean,
buy
we're
like
giving up
why
2 coins. Why did we? What?
double advance,
What?
I guess.
I
Yeah?
don't think. No, I don't think we bought this amulet
Oh.
to advance it.
Oh, okay. Well then
Like,
I'm a bit confused, but okay.
I think we're just trying to make sure that we have an amulet in play each turn, and that is the
It
only way to do
is it
that.
is kind of nice for emissary activation. Since you don't
Yeah.
have a bandit camp, right?
I don't think you do. Yes, Tracer is the one of the bandit camp.
Yeah, Tracer, I don't know. I haven't been paying too much attention, but it just hasn't really been working for Tracer.
Yeah, they have a lot of copper in the deck still. It's very unfortunate.
Could use Druid to trash, but I assume you want to advance Druid.
Yeah, you probably have to.
Nope.
We played that market. I'm not sure about playing that market because we could have left ourselves with a five card hand that had an emissary in it.
Oh well,
And
bandit camp emissary, so don't get the
mm,
favors, but at least you can play on.
does Tracer still have the amulets, or did they get rid of them?
We can figure that out.
They have at least
One.
one.
They have exactly one.
Okay. That is not a lot of trashing, so I'm not sure how they are gonna trash those cards.
Well, I guess terracubist doesn't care that much about getting an amulet in play now. Maybe they're like, okay, I'm gonna get the bandit camp, and that's gonna do the thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyways, terracubist looking very strong.
Yeah. And at the start of the game, I did say that cursing with Cauldron is not gonna be very impactful because the opponent will be trashed down at that point. Well, it doesn't look like Tracer is trashed down here, so that Cauldron would be very impactful, but it turns out that terracubist does not want one.
I think terracubist was thinking about it, but then they remembered that other game where Tracer didn't buy the Sea Witch, and they were like, yeah, one good favor deserves a return.
Yeah. It's not a very aggressive match. Not attacking the other players. Very disappointing. Looks
Yeah,
like Tracer's finally getting some good cards in their deck.
the only attacks I can remember being played was a villain, which was helpful, which was
Hey,
friendly.
maybe that's what happened. They both remembered the villain, and then they were like, "Well, these attack cards are kind of terrible. Let's just not get any of them."
Attacks over suckers. Uh, Bandit did not have any impact. It was played on the
Tracer
last turn of the game.
Tracer actively avoided the bandit
It's
as it
accurate.
was around,
Yeah,
but
they
like 3 turns before.
yeah, there were two ways to gain gold, and it's like, nope, we're gonna go with tunnel. Wouldn't want to attack. And honestly, there's something to that because the bandit attack makes it easier to activate emissary.
Was there emissary in that kingdom?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a big deal. Like Tracer developed into King's Court emissary and was able to
oh,
get it to
right,
be
right.
non-terminal, and terracubist could not.
Okay, I completely missed that in that kingdom. So yeah, that is a very very good point.
I don't know. It's a point.
Hey, it's something to think about when
It is
you're
something
playing
to
the
think
game.
about. So one spoils down there, definitely worth playing the seer, I would think. But it's a little awkward that you can't play the amulets first.
Yeah, and I don't think you're playing both anyway. I'm not sure that you're playing one.
Yeah, it's just you can't gain and play like the silver. That's just not an option. So yeah, play one, advance the other. I don't know. This all seems very not blazing fast.
Mm. I guess what you could do is you could toil this seer and advance whatever you draw from it after
Yeah.
you buy it. But
Well,
it's just saving money for buys, and we're actually more buys limited than money right now.
pardon?
We only have 10, well, we have 10 coins,
You
and
you mean the other way around? Money is more valuable than buys.
yes,
Okay.
speaking words is difficult.
Yeah, you can do advanced tricks, or you could just buy all the cards you want because that's really efficient. But here we're gonna do
Yes,
it advanced tricks that are probably unnecessary, and we're not even gonna
and
play amulet with our action. What? I guess we are gonna advance them both. I'm so
surely
confused.
surely we could have just played the seer to draw these spoils and played the amulet to, I don't know, not have it in the deck.
I'm so confused.
And
And this spices isn't played for some reason.
yeah, I don't see a trick with that one.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, okay.
This just seems so unnecessary to me, but whatever.
Right, well, we still could have played that amulet.
We could have played that amulet. In fact, we should have played that amulet. Well, maybe. I guess now you can advance it.
Yeah, terracubist also really wants a village and really hates bandit camp. Seems like.
Evidently, Bandicap seems good here.
Yeah,
It's like a little awkward with Seer, but still good.
meanwhile Tracer is still having trouble.
In particular, playing emissaries non-terminally.
Yep. Right, we're doing some trickery. Oh,
Right.
we can toil the seer and then toil the emissary, which does get favors.
But don't you trash at the beginning of your buy phase?
Yes. And
I was
honestly,
thinking
with
it would
both,
be. I was thinking Toil Seer then Toil Amulet. Maybe is the thought.
is there an amulet down
Nope,
there?
there's no amulet down there.
Okay, well, there goes that idea. There's a druid that we can advance.
I feel like okay.
Oh, we can toil this druid for more buys, and then we can advance the druids
That's
with the
accurate.
buys we don't have.
So I feel like these tricks aren't doing much. They're just fancy ways to do the same thing you could do with good old fashioned play money and buy stuff.
No, this is an A-League game. These players really need to show off their skills
They
at
do.
doing various tricks.
But my impression is you take away advance and toil from this kingdom, and it's both players are in about the same spot
Yes.
at this stage, except they don't have druid in their deck.
Probably, yeah. You might still have one. It's a good terminal to play.
Apparently, Tracer didn't want to get rid of their druid. Well, they had two, I guess. They got rid of one. That was the situation. Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, terracubist has excess favors.
Excess draw.
And we do have a cauldron now, finally.
We do. Now that Tracer has spare favors to trash stuff with. Can we score yet? Yeah. I wouldn't hate scoring.
Not interested yet. I think we need to spend some more.
I think the fact that terracubist got ghosts suggests that scoring is not a top priority.
Yeah. Are we going for a second ghost, actually?
Oh, I hope not. I mean, I guess Exorcist on spices is kind of sort of efficient, but
we also have 17 coins in the coffer, so like we kind of want those buys. We kind of want that buy from spices.
Oh yeah. So here's my concern with a ghost in general, but a pair of ghosts in particular. You commit yourself to buying or gaining a good action every turn because you want to draw deck. There's no way to really. Well, I guess there's horse traders, so that's the other option. Is you go for horse traders to set up. You know, like if you had horse traders in this hand, you could discard a seer, and then that would be the target for ghost. Although, I mean, this turn you certainly want to buy an action to hit, but I'm talking like 2 turns from now.
Yeah.
You can't, like, going full green is going to feel terrible because you have this ghost and you want to hit an action. So.
Yeah, and your deck is probably not very functional if it doesn't hit an action with a ghost at that point. Because you've envisioned hitting an action every turn. I guess Exorcist kind of helps with that a little bit, too.
Sure, you can get an imp to hit with ghost, yeah.
Yeah. Terracubist does have 19 coins and they bought an advance, so they might actually score here a little bit.
I hope so.
It's just
Province
way too many coins.
Province double 5.
Yeah. Doesn't sound too bad.
Probably go with could be double spices, could be spices bandit camp. Wait, how do they have so many actions? Oh, ghost, yeah, so they probably don't need another bandit camp, but it is 3 coins.
Yeah, I do want more bandit camps in this deck. It's such a good card here. It's just like it benefits like it makes drawing deck easier, and it is 3 coins.
So yeah, I think I'd go spices bandit camp province here. Oh, I thought the amulet was going to be exorcist. What is that exorcist doing? Oh no, it's gaining a ghost. Oh
no. Okay, we're thinking about this again. What?
All right, let's everybody remember what could have been this turn. Let's remember the options the terracubist had. they could gain 2 5-cost cards plus an imp, one of which gets ghosted, plus a province. That could have been the turn they had. Instead, now we've got a billion cauldrons for some reason. No green.
I mean, the cauldrons are like fine. They're
They're
another
fine.
piece that like kind of sort of scores and kind of helps you get provinces
And
better,
now
and
this Exorcist does nothing.
maybe it trashes the ghost into an imp.
Looking to 3-pile next turn? Just buy green.
It's just
This is not an explosive 3-pile kind of board. You try to
oh,
get too fancy, that's a good way to blow a lead that you thought was larger than it is. But, if Tracer keeps dudding like this, then it's all fine. Tracer's just been having really bad luck this game. Like, they have a lot of draw cards in their deck. They have 3 emissaries. And at least 1 seer. Maybe
yeah, that's
at least 2 seers. Yeah, I think.
That's how it goes sometimes when you have a regular village and a regular draw card and a bunch of stuff cards in there.
That is how it goes sometimes. But seer should help that out, but it's not if you draw it in the bad order, right? Like the way Tracer had it, the Bandit Camp drew the seer. If they play seer first, then Bandit Camp, then they could put, the emissary that they see on top kind of thing. It's all very sad. Meanwhile, how complex should we make this turn?
We're definitely making it more exciting than it needs to be.
Exciting, yeah. So that's a word. I was thinking convoluted.
Okay, well, we played all of our...
Yo, look at this. Oh, we're still doing some funky stuff, but you do want to activate cauldrons since you have 3 of them.
I assume this is a free pile.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, we're just...
And there's enough buy for like a duchy.
Yeah.
Yep. Province even. Ta-da! All right, nicely played by terracubist to bring us an ending on that turn. All the druids paid off. So I did not expect druids to empty that game, let me tell you.
Yeah, we did start it with, does the druid do anything? No.
No, we came around with advance. We're like, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But no.
Definitely not this.
That was some druid-centric play, at least towards the end. But yeah, pretty cool. All right, so that's a 3-3 outcome. Well played by both players. And there will be many more A Division matches in the future with commentary. Until then, see you later.
See ya.